Kitchen. Thank you for coming by. Before we begin, hit the like button, hit subscribe, share, tell your buddies around it, have a good laugh. If you like something, don't like something, have a request, let me know. And with me today is my ever so beautiful wife Amy, who's helping me film today. She's actually going to be helping me with the last part of it because she knows how to use the grill more than I do, because she's actually played with it and I haven't. But today we're going to be making some dark side Nova Scotia tacos with some dark side Nova Scotia fried rice. Now I know what you're saying, Chef Poul, rice isn't Nova Scotian. Actually it is. It's Mexican, it's Asian, it's African, everybody eats it. It's a very popular thing. Mine's going to be a little bit of a take on the Mexican side of things for once. However, what makes it a little bit more Nova Scotian rather than Mexican, I'm not going to put anything hot in it. So let's begin. So I'm going to put some vegetable oil in here. I'm not going to do a whole lot. This is the first step of many. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn the pan on, and then we're going to put this on high, or on level 6. And what we're going to do is we're going to fry 2 eggs. Frying eggs, what's that got to do with rice? Well, eggs are really important to rice. Now we're not going to add any salt to it. Don't need to. I know a lot of people will sit and say, well, I always put some salt on my eggs. Why? I mean, if you're looking to get some high blood pressure, stuff like that, you're asking for problems, and you don't need it. My tacos are going to look a little bit more plain than normal, and that's fine. They don't have to look. You can have hot sauce on it, by all means. This is just a base. I'm going to be making a very simplistic one. We got some cheese here, but I'm going to move it away because it's going to get a little hot and I really don't want that to melt yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the eggs up, crack the yolks. That's good. Don't need that yet. But thank you. My wife likes Mexican. She really loves the taste and texture of it. She does like a little bit of spice to it. And if she'd wanted, I do have some peppers left.
No.
Do you remember what happened the last time, Amy?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
It was way too hot.
She loved it, ladies and gentlemen, and my goal when I'm making hot sauce is to, we have a few Indian friends down the hall, and they like it hot. My goal is to get them to the point it's like, oh my gosh, Paul, that's crazy. I can't eat that. It's too hot. I'm going to eat it anyways, but I'm going to suffer for it. That's what I want. Now you're going to watch this, because you want it cooked, but you don't want them burned. But you also don't want your bottom of your pan getting burned either. So it doesn't need to be too cooked. We do want them broken down a bit because they're going to be mixed in with this. And this is kind of a stir fry. Kind of a deal. Now, one thing I'm going to let you know in advance, when you're doing this, make your rice the night before. Put it in the fridge. Day old rice is way better than fresh. Gets rid of the starch. It's starchy. Clumps less. It is better. I'm not putting my rice into my tacos. It's kind of like a side dish. Now, as you see, rice does not take that long to start cooking. It's actually really quick. So we're just going to remove this from the pot. And we're going to try to make as big of a mess as possible. Why? Because Amy asked us to. Didn't Amy?
No, I didn't.
She can speak and defend herself, by the way. If you know me well enough, you know that I like to bug Amy. Well, no, I love to bug Amy. But she knows how to defend herself and say, well, no, I didn't say that. You're right, she didn't. She rarely does. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take some Spanish onions. We're going to dump this in here. And then we're going to take some garlic. We can joke and say how we love our significant others' garlic breath, and yeah, we know you don't. Nobody does. That's just reality, right? However, as Amy will tell you, when you say it to her, there's a thing called a toothbrush and toothpaste and even mouthwash. They'll fix you right up. You can't have too much garlic, you can't have too much onion. It really, really does wonders for you. I chose Spanish because, well, it's got a nice coloring to it. Now what I'm also going to do while I'm waiting for this fragrance to start breaking up here, I'm going to put some tomatoes in here so that breaks down. Like I said, this is going to look more like a stir fry. I've been told that typically Mexican rice is more of a stir fry. It's almost like going to a Chinese restaurant and getting one of their big pineapple rice dishes. It's one dish and you can actually eat it as a whole meal. It has the protein in it, has vegetables in it. It's really good. It's really, really tasty actually. Now we're going to let this cook here on its own for a little bit. It's got to soften up, it's got to cook out. And this is really the first part of the taco is actually, realistically, it's going to be the side dish. And when I say side dish, I'm saying that very, very liberally because honestly, it's going to be half the meal. Now, tacos, if you're in the mood to make them, go ahead. We're using old piso stainless stuff taco shells. Amy's not really a pig when it comes to food, neither am I. Though I think rarely Amy and I could probably do a pack of these down in one sitting if we really wanted to. They're really that good. However, the reason we're having a side dish with it is so that you don't dupe a whole package on that. You can actually have multiple things. When we get ready to serve this, we're probably going to have a little bit of side of beans with it. So it'll be a multiple thing here. Alright, so this is starting to go really well. So I've got some sliced and ripe olives. Ooh, but Paul, I really don't like olives. Well, this is my dish, not yours. You don't have to have this. You really don't. You can make it whatever way you want. I suggest using the olives because they really do a wonderful thing. The olives really do taste good. They really help your immune system, and there's a lot of good benefits to having it. Now I'm going to dip in some yellow onion. Holy, if you're so colorblind, how do you know that's yellow? I read the package, and I know it's not red. So Amy's going to come in here. She's going to take a little look here now.
That's yellow pepper, not onion.
Yellow pepper, sorry. So we're going to put that in here. Then these are the red peppers. How do I know that when I'm colorblind? It's called reading. And then we're going to dip this into the sink for our magical dishwasher to clean up for us.
Himself.
Not happening. You know, I'm lucky, guys. I really am. I'm blessed to have such an amazing wife. I've got an amazing place to live. I've got magical tables. I can leave anything on it and the next day it's all cleaned up. I never have to lift a finger. I don't know how to do it, guys, and I wish I could share this with you, but it's magic and I just can't share it. Meanwhile, my wife looks like she's going to murder me. I don't know why. I'm going to put some carrots in here. You just dice up some carrots, kind of give it a nice little flavor, nice little texture to it. I do like my carrots nice and crunchy, but you know what? It's something we're gonna let them cook down a little bit. Everything in there I want to cook down. It'll just give it a really nice texture to it. I know some people will put sugar in there. I'm gonna tell you, don't. Amy's sitting here looking at me with a third eye here. It's like, why would you tell people that? Because some people do. I'm gonna tell you, you don't need it. You really don't. If you put enough vegetables in, you've done more than you need to. Now, if you want to put a little bit of sauce in here, sometimes that will work. This isn't so magical here, otherwise we'd be done with it. And what do you know? We don't have any sauce that I can actually want to use.
No, I don't think we have any.
What we are going to use, though, is some vegetable broth. I'm going to start pouring a little bit in there. Now, I'm going to tell you, when you're looking for this, please look for something that's called low sodium. You want the low sodium. If you get your hands on it, it's so much better. Now, ultimately, at the end of the day, what's going to be happening is Amy's going to be dividing things into containers. If you look at that right now, the rice isn't even in there yet. No, the veggies aren't even in there yet. I think we can agree that that's not one meal.
No.
So we got to have a container just for the rice. A container for the chicken. And then when you build it, you just take it out of the actual containers itself. Now I'm going to put in some celery. Celery's really good. I'm sorry guys, I can't tell you this enough. You just can't have enough greens. You need some greens. We don't need to have this a whole lot in here. I really don't want to mix this with salt, because Amy and I we're diabetic. We both had enough issues the last little bit. We want to behave. This is the easiest way to do it. Now another little trick. Sour cream is another thing that we use quite a bit on nachos, on your potatoes, stuff like that. Plain Greek yogurt. Use that. Try that a little bit. No, I'm lazy and I don't want to make a separate container that's just going to go in the wash anyways. I'll be a little nice standard. So, this is not day old, by the way, guys. I'm not going to try to false advertise it. Amy was supposed to. She got busy and she forgot to do it. So, we can blame Chef Amy for that. Right?
No.
Too bad. It's all Chef Amy's fault.
No.
So we're just going to start putting all the rice in here. We're going to reduce the heat a little bit. The rice is already cooked. It's not like we need to totally fry it. Now, I don't know what Taco Bell is like in the States. Up here, it's garbage. I understand that in the States it's one of the most popular things in the world, and I know plenty of Americans that have good taste and are pretty intelligent and are really good people, for the most part. So I have to believe that Taco Bell in the States is way different than it is here. But here, Taco Bell is really mushed. It's not the greatest thing in the world, and I don't like that. I don't want to make mushed rice. And you want to be careful of that, guys. Really want to be careful of that. That's not a good thing. It's not going to taste good. You're going to, over the heat, you're going to mix this up with the vegetables really good. At this point, if you want to add spices, be my guest. If you can get yourself a bigger wok, hey, you know what? Go for it. Get yourself a bigger wok. Here's the point where it's good to have pasta sauce, though, because it gives you more of the appearance more than anything else. And that's about the only real reason you want it. And now I had a thing of eggs. And I almost forgot of that. There's Chef Stanley. We have this kid upstairs who Stanley really likes. He comes outside, Stanley's at the door, you're screaming at the top of his lungs to say hi to him. Not happy until he actually comes to the window to say hi to him. He wakes up in the morning, he'll stand out in the living room, look right up and start screaming at him. I'm telling you, if you can get a cat like Stanley, you'd be lucky. So you're going to give that a good mix, and my wife's probably going to come around me and do this one a little bit later. But we can take this right off the heat now. I think we're good to go. So now, as a special surprise, Chef Amy is going to take over for a few minutes. So I'm going to take this from her, and Amy is under my direction, of course.
I need a...
Special?
Yeah.
So we're going to go in the kitchen. Hi, Stanley. Now, here's the thing. If you're not under any special dietary restrictions, I would suggest using chicken thighs. It's a little fattier. It's got a little bit more beef to it. And Chef Amy really likes the chicken thighs herself. However, with that being said, chicken breasts are a little bit more tender. It's more white meat. It's a little healthier. So Amy and I are going to choose that. So what Amy's going to do is some spices on here. So Amy's going to do some spice on top.
I'm going to wash my hands first. That just cuts wrong.
And Amy brings up a good point. So what we're going to do is we're going to be heating this up. This is like a barbecue, basically an indoor barbecue. She's going to put a little bit of this on there, and what's that called?
This is parsley.
So it's just going to sprinkle the top with parsley, lightly. She doesn't need a whole lot. And when you go around and turn around, you're gonna do the same thing. That's enough. And then not that one yet. That one, and that's red chili flakes.
Yeah.
It's gonna make a little bit of heat to it, but really not that much. Then that one. And what's that?
This is fennel.
So we're going to put a little bit of fennel on there. Not a whole lot. And then she's going to put some barbecue sauce on it. This is why I'm here. I have to give the directions. It's only because I know what the ingredient list is and Amy hasn't been privy to it yet. Okay, so that's enough there. So what she's going to do, there's a little brusher, and she's going to brush that in softly. So we don't want to waste all the spice we just put over everything. Sometimes people have their own little spice concoction or their marination. I usually do marinate, however, I wasn't really wanting to do it today, but this actually should do really well. And now for my secret ingredient. She's going to put in some maple bacon spice. Now what Amy's going to do here is she's going to cook this all the way through. She's going to turn it so that both sides get the same amount of spice, the same amount of sauce, but she's going to let it set for a little bit until it starts cooking. When it's done, Amy's going to take it off, and what we're going to do is we're going to cut it in small little strips. When I come back, you'll see the strips and you'll get to see what they actually look like. So we'll be back in a little bit. Please come back. You won't have a choice because it's computers. And we're back. So Amy's done the chicken and it looks very beautiful. Nice and grilled. So what Amy's going to do now is she's going to find a cutting board.
I think I found one, but it's a matter of getting it out.
There we go.
This is one we've been looking for a while.
You also have the big knife right there too. So what Amy's going to do is she's going to cut it up in small strips. It should be bite size, and she's just going to do it to one of the chickens right now, and she'll deal with the rest of them after. Because otherwise we'll be sitting here watching Amy cut a chicken for about an hour. And nobody wants to do that.
An hour?
I don't know, so how fast you decide to do it.
Give me an hour.
All right, so that's about enough chicken for one taco. So she's done for now. So what Amy's going to do is we're going to find wherever the heck we put the tacos. So bring out a plate, Amy. So she's going to open the taco pack up. And then she's going to take out a taco.
I need a scissor or knife or something.
Well, then go get one. And we can do it out here. Alright, so now what she's going to do, she's going to put the tacos back in here. Then she's going to take some Greek yogurt.
I'm going to open it because it's a new thing of it.
Now with this you can mix a little bit of pepper, some spice in there if you really want it hot. This is where I would suggest you do it. You don't need a whole lot. The mentality of Amy would say that she wants a ton of it, but she be eating a yogurt taco.
No, that's enough there, I
But
think.
she's not going to do that today.
No.
So she's going to take her taco in. She doesn't need the plate. At least I don't think she does. And she's going to put in a little bit of chicken. She doesn't need a fork for it because it's going to potentially break the taco shell. So
That should be good.
A little bit more. All right, that's good here. So she's going to bring this back out to the plate. And she's going to bring the salsa, which is in there, and a spoon. A little bit more than that. All right, now she's going to put that down. And she's going to go grab the cheese.
In a little bit.
Yes.
Don't need much. That should be good.
Then she's going to take the bowl in, or the plate in. And she's going to go grab herself a small spoon of rice. Not in it. It's a side dish.
Oh, shoot.
Amy's Dutch, so I mean you can understand why some things happen. And grab yourself a fork. Okay, and I want to see Amy take a bite out of the taco.
Or the rice first.
The taco.
Yeah. Mmm.
How is it?
Excellent. Mmm.
How's the flavor?
Good.
All right,
Really good.
let's try the rice.
Mmm. Mmm.
How is it?
Excellent.
So this is our Mexican fried rice, or our East Side Canadian fried rice, and our taco. So it's pretty good. So Amy is going to put the rice in its own container, the chicken in its own container, the cheese in its own container, and that's pretty much all it's needed. So please hit the like button, subscribe and share, tell all your buddies about us. And Amy, turn around for a second.
Mmm.
She likes the white stuff in her mouth.
Yummy.
And when I say white stuff, I mean Greek yogurt. And that's for the tacos, not for eating.
Just licking the spoon off.
So thanks for joining us. This is Chef Paul and Chef Amy from Poul's Kitchen. Thanks a lot.